Well, I just want to thank you all so much for being here tonight and for everything you've done. You know, I tell my boys frequently that sometimes, no matter how badly you want something, it's not part of God's plan, and that's kind of where we are tonight. I just called the governor and I congratulated him on his victory in a very well-run campaign, and I wished him success, because we all want success for Minnesota. And while, you know, tonight did not turn out the way that I wanted it to, and probably most of the people in this room didn't want it to, I have so much to be thankful for. And I want to mention a couple of those things. I'm not going to read off a list of people because it's too long and I will risk missing many. But I do want to make a comment about a few in general. First of all, the other gentleman who ran with me on this ticket, Randy and Scott and Dan and Mike, they ran their hearts out, and I am so proud to have run around this state with them for the last 6-8 months now. And to this partner, Big Bill Queasley, I could not have asked for a better running mate or a better road warrior. Thanks, man. And then to my crew, that ragtag crew, we started talking about this probably over 2 years ago. And you know who you are. Many of them are up here. There's a few out there. And people laughed and said, you can't win the endorsement, you can't win the primary, but we did. And I will forever remember that you guys have been with me since day one. So I want to thank you for that. And then to everybody else who has worked so hard on this campaign the last year and a half, and that is most of the people in this room. I am so thankful for everything you've given, your precious time, your precious money, your prayers, especially your prayers. Oh my goodness, I am just so thankful for that. I am blessed with everything that you've done, and my family is blessed with everything that you've done, so I want to thank you for that. And I want to add, since I brought up my family, I think half the crowd out here might be my family from every corner of Minnesota and Iowa. I've got aunts and uncles. My mom and dad are here, my sister and her family. So thank you all for being here. And then just a really special thank you to my immediate family, to Thor and Rolf and Sandy and Chester, who's not with us tonight. But when you run statewide, your family gives up a lot. And I've learned that over the last year and a half. And, you know, I've worked my tail off in this race, but I've loved every minute, well, maybe not every minute of it, but I've loved most of the days in this race. And I chose to do this. But my family, while I think they have loved part of this campaign, they've made a huge sacrifice, and I can tell you that not one time did they ever complain about it or bring up any of those sacrifices. So will you thank my awesome sons and my beautiful wife? I'm the luckiest guy in Minnesota. So, let me just finish with this. I wished Governor Dayton success because I want Minnesota to succeed, and I love this place, and I want it to be better than it is. And that fight's not going to end tonight. And I've talked a lot in the last year and a half. Many of you have heard it multiple times about the vision I have. That fight is not going to end. We need to continue to fight so that every kid in this state, every kid has access to a great education and great teachers, regardless of where that kid lives or how poor that kid's parents are. And we got to keep fighting. We've got to keep fighting so that healthcare decisions are made by patients and doctors, not by patients, doctors, bureaucrats, and insurance companies. And we got to keep fighting so that the most vulnerable people in our society are treated with dignity, but we're not just herding them into some government program that doesn't work, but figuring out ways to give them access to the same market economy that we have so they can walk on the same level with us rather than some level below. And the fight doesn't end to make sure that the people who work in government understand that their job is not to control and regulate and punish, but to actually serve the taxpayers who pay their salaries. Government should be a servant of the people and not the other way around. And finally, Finally, the fight will never end to end the bitterness and envy that we see in society right now over income differences. And this belief that the poor are poor and the rich are rich, and all we can do is just move the money around. And instead, what we have to be doing is celebrating people who are successful and never giving up on people who are poor, and preaching every single day a sincerely held belief that the poor can become the middle class and the middle class can become rich, and anyone who starts with nothing can achieve anything in this great state. That's what we're fighting for. Thank you all so much. We really appreciate everything you've done. Thank you.